The world's most priceless artifacts. As archaeologists try to uncover more about humanity's ancient past, oftentimes buried treasures come along with it. Many of these items hold plenty of significance and are worth more dollars that you can hold. Some of these greatest finds have more value than any auctioneer could ever set an amount for. Here are the world's most priceless artifacts. You're in the wealth zone. Like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification bell. Number 10. Venus of Willendorf. Considered as among the earliest figurative artworks made by man, having survived the Stone Age dating between 33,000 to 20,000 BCE, the Venus of Willendorf is one of the oldest and most famous surviving works of art. The 4-inch tall figurine that bears exaggerated female features without feet or facial designations was found in 1908 at a Paleolithic site in Lower Austria. This female icon of the Stone Age is considered priceless and is now part of the National History Museum, Vienna in Austria. And while more than 200 similar statuettes have surfaced from various sites over the years, these figurines can cost quite a hefty price on the market, with replicas of the first Venus of Willendorf figurine fetching prices upwards of $3,000 each. Number 9. The Great Silver Wine Cistern of Thomas Wentworth. An essential component in the etiquette of formal dining in the Baroque period, this silver cistern was made specifically for Thomas Wentworth, the 3rd Baron Raby of Wentworth Castle, Yorkshire. Designed and chiseled by Philip Rollos the Elder, one of the best English silverware makers. With a function of holding ice-packed bottles for the service of wine, this enormous cistern formed part of Lord Raby's allowance of silver plate, which he took with him as ambassador extraordinary to Berlin in 1706. It was sold at auction for $3.8 million. Number 8. The Giuseppe Violin. Giuseppe Guarneri was a renowned Italian luthier, or a craftsperson who builds stringed instruments, who was alive from 1698 to 1744. During that time, he became a rival to another famous violin maker, Antonio Stradivari. While Stradivari's reputation is more widespread, many violinists prefer the sound of Guarneri's creations, which was also known as del Gesù, or of Jesus, due to the label of his violins. Due to only having produced not more than 250 violins, the rarity of Giuseppe violins are exponential, which is why when the Folinari Guarnerius del Gesù violin surfaced in 2012, it sold at auction to an anonymous buyer for more than $2 million. Said to be built in Cremona in 1725, it's only the second violin ever built by the Italian maker to be auctioned in the last 20 years. Number 7. Gray wax statue tribute to Isis. Egyptian mythology is full of rich culture and artistry, which is why Egypt has become center to great archaeological finds of the last 2 centuries. One artifact worth mentioning is a tribute to the most iconic Egyptian goddess. Isis is the goddess of healing, motherhood, and holds relevance to the rites for the dead. At around 664 to 525 BC, a gray wax statue standing just over 2 feet high was carved to be used for worship. It's believed that this statue was placed in public within Alexandria, where worshippers could come near and ask for Isis's blessing. The statue was acquired by a French noble family in the 19th century and would later set the world record for ancient Egyptian work in 2012, when it was sold at an auction for almost $6 million. Number 6. Harrington Commode. The famous antique toilet, what commodes were used for, being a piece of furniture containing a concealed chamber pot in the 18th century, is a piece of art that is one of the most famous and valuable in the world, as it comes from the collection of the Earl of Harrington in the 1700s. The Harrington commode is gilt-lacquered rosewood with a serpentine-shaped tulip wood banded top and marquetry, custom-made by Thomas Chippendale of Chippendale fame, a renowned specialty store that once made closets, cabinets, and other furniture for the era's ultra-elites. The Harrington commode was sold in 2010 for just under $6 million, making it one of the most expensive pieces of English furniture ever sold. Number 5. Pinner Qing Dynasty Vase. One of the most expensive antiques ever sold, the Pinner Qing Dynasty vase is a ceramic vase and was made for the Qianlong Emperor who ruled from 1735 to 1796. The vase is one of a kind with extremely rare craftsmanship, with a 16-inch high vase being yellow and sky blue in color with a fish motif on the front and a perforated outer wall. It even boasts the imperial seal, making it easier for authenticators to verify its rarity. It's said that the vase left China in about 1860 and was acquired by an unknown English family during the 1930s. And it's a mystery how it made its way to a bungalow in Pinner, Greater London. Auctioneers had found the vase in a bungalow during a house clearance and was first believed to be worth only $1,000 until authenticators and archaeologists realized what they had in their hands. The Qing Dynasty vase eventually sold for $85.9 million at a private auction in London. Number 4. King Tut's Funerary Mask. Of all the great pharaohs of Egypt, there has been no other who has amounted much popularity and mystery than Tutankhamun, or simply King Tut. The ancient Egyptian pharaoh who ruled between 1332 and 1323 BC was only 18 when he took the throne and died at around the age of 18 or 19. His tomb at the Valley of the Kings was one of the most captivating archaeological finds of the 20th century, with a nearly intact tomb filled with incredible treasure and artifacts. The most notable of which, the funerary mask of King Tut, showed the incredible artistry of ancient Egyptians. The 24-pound facial replica, which covered the wrapped mummy of the Egyptian king, was made from 23-karat gold, with lapis lazuli, turquoise, and other semi-precious stones. It's said that the net worth of the mask would be worth around $2 million today, but its value and significance makes it absolutely priceless. Number 3. Rosetta Stone. Found in the ancient Egyptian city of Rosetta in 1799, this piece of black basalt stone is 2,200 years old and became known for being the key to deciphering ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Discovered by a French officer who removed the stone from Egypt during the Napoleonic campaigns and brought it back with him. When the British defeated the French in 1801, the stone was repossessed and placed in the British Museum, where it has remained to this day. The stone represents the first ancient Egyptian bilingual text recovered in modern times and provided the potential to deciphering previously untranslated hieroglyphic script. Number 2. Terracotta Army. Commissioned by Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to rule a unified China from 210 to 221 BC, the Terracotta Army is a collection of terracotta sculptures representing the emperor's great army. As part of his intended burial tribute, the funerary art was buried with the emperor in his massive burial chamber filled with valuable artifacts to protect the emperor in his afterlife. It's been said that more than 700,000 laborers worked to build his tomb, which sprawls an impressive 22 square miles. The burial chamber itself features statues of dancers, acrobats, gold-embellished carriages, and a lot more. The most known, of course, is the army itself, where thousands of life-sized clay warriors lined in military formation to protect the emperor himself. Estimates from the site reveal 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses are within the 3 pits that contain the Terracotta Army, with the majority of which still remaining buried. Number 1. Dead Sea Scrolls. One of the most valuable religious texts discovered in modern times, the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in 1947 when a Bedouin shepherd went searching for a stray goat along cliffs near the Dead Sea, but instead found one of the greatest archaeological finds of the 20th century. Buried deep in a narrow cave, the scrolls were discovered inside clay jars, with 1,000 tattered texts that were written 2,000 years ago. 230 of the scrolls transcribed stories in the Hebrew Bible or Christianity's Old Testament, while others contained other religious texts such as prayers, hymns, and rules. Most of the scrolls were written in Hebrew, while some also featured Greek, Latin, Arabic, and some Aramaic dialects as well. So what do you think about the world's most priceless artifacts? Let us know in the comments below. Then proceed with the support by hitting that like button, subscribing to Wealth Zone, and ringing the notification bell for more.